It's the Nick Lott Show, live Spreaker Webb Radio. Thank you for tuning in, or however you may be listening. A couple weeks ago, I made a show, said I'd be making a U.S. Open preview, and this is it. So, in this episode, you'll hear interviews from Webb Simpson, Rory McIlroy, Graeme, McDowell, Ernie and Adam Scott, being played at Marion Golf Club in Ardmore, Pennsylvania. One of the shortest courses in U.S. Open history, playing at 6,996 yards, par 70. But this course is, the last 5 holes are just brutal, as you'll hear everybody talk about in their interviews. You're going to hear my favorites. You're going to hear the sleeper picks, why I have picked the favorites that I have, why I have picked the sleepers. And so without further ado, let's get into this a little bit. And I'm really excited for this tournament because with as soft as the course is right now, with all the rain that they've had 6 inches of rain in the past week, I think, and that just opens up a whole different category of players. I mean, this course is soft, like we saw at Congressional in 2011 when Rory McIlroy ran away to an 8-shot victory. I don't think we'll see anything that extreme. Ernie was asked in his interview on Monday if he thought somebody would shoot a 62, and he said, I mean, it's still a U.S. Open. I'm not going to say anyone's going to shoot a 62. It's still a tough golf course. Webb Simpson mentioned, you won't hear it in the interview that I'll play, but he mentioned that he was playing a practice round last week, and he hit a couple balls 3 or 4 yards in the rough, and the balls got lost. So that just shows you how dense and thick the rough is. The shots that are going to be hit into the greens, I mean, the USGA, the weather is not cooperating with them. Obviously, they want this course to play firm and fast. And like I said, with it playing soft, I expect a lot of the high ball hitters to be able to attack relatively tough pin locations and still put a lot of spin on the ball, because these greens are going to be soft and receptive because more rain is expected in the forecast. So we're going to listen to what Webb Simpson had to say, obviously the defending champion. And if anyone was going to repeat with the course being as soft as it is, I know I keep repeating myself, I sound like a broken record, but the softness of the course, that is paramount this week, because whether it's going to be lift clean in place or not, we don't know. That decision will be made before they tee off on Thursday. I would imagine it would be, at least for the first round. Depending on what kind of weather they get Thursday, they're supposed to get some scattered thunderstorms late Thursday afternoon. It all depends on the weather, but I do expect it to be lift clean in place. And with the ball in hand, that's going to bring a lot of guys into play. But let's listen to Webb Simpson. And like I was saying, I think with the course playing as soft as it is, as short as it is, it's still a tough golf course, don't get me wrong. But if anybody were going to repeat, I would put my money on Webb Simpson this week. Let's hear what he had to say on Tuesday. Actually, we're going to take a quick break. Nick Lott Show, Spreaker Webb Radio, having some technical difficulties with this interview. So, on the other side of this break, you will hear from Webb Simpson. Stay tuned. Nick Lott Show, Spreaker Webb Radio.
Papa was a copper and her mama was a hippie. In Alabama, she was swinging a hammer. Price you gotta pay when you break the panorama. She never knew that there was anything more than gold. What in the world does your company take me for? Rock on sweet Louisiana, robbing on a bank in
Little Red Hot Chili Peppers to start the second segment of the Nick Lott Show. But before in the last segment, I tried to play the interview. I went to the manuscript of the interview, so it was all the words he said. So I had to get that figured out. But here's the video, audio courtesy of USOpen.com. Webb Simpson, defending champion. His thoughts on Monday.
A smarter workforce is a social workforce, connecting employees to experts, insights to actions.
Webb, did I hear correctly that you plan on hitting 5-iron off a couple tees here, a couple of the par fours?
Yeah, number 7 and 8. I'll probably, it got a little softer, so I might go to a 4-iron, but they're definitely going to be iron holes. The fairways are wider where we're going to hit iron.
All the way on the left, please.
Webb, not everyone has the same experience in the past at Marion as you. Have you talked to any of the guys? Are they shaking their heads as they come off? Are they excited about the prospect of playing here? What are you hearing from some of your fellow pros?
Everybody I've talked to seems to really like the golf course. What's interesting here is there's no, 18-hole theme, because you go through the first 13 holes, and if you drive it appropriately, you can have, the way I figured it, 9 wedge shots, and then the last 5 holes, you kind of got to hang on. 14's, 480 uphill. 17 could be a wood for a par 3. 18 could be a wood. Even the other day, the first 10 holes, I hit 2 woods into par 4s. So I think everybody likes it. Everybody's trying to figure it out. But it is so different than what we're used to because there's no one theme. So I think everybody's happy about it. I don't think the caddies are happy about the wicker baskets, even though players like it. So it's fun. It's different for us.
Question right here on the right.
We have a couple of things. One, you only played 9 holes on Sunday. Were you able to play it all yesterday?
I didn't. I was going to play 9 holes, but my radar kept telling me not to.
Okay, so given it is a major and you guys are creatures of habit, how does the rain that we've had affect your preparation going into Thursday, and will you be able to get everything done that you need to get done?
Well, that's something after dinner my wife and I were talking about last night, because us golfers, we want to try to make every week seem normal and every week be the same and stay in your same rhythm and routine. But with a major, you got to prepare a little differently, a little bit more. So it's just that balance of resting versus preparation. And I've already changed my schedule for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday 3 different times. The plan was to play 9 Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday and just practice Tuesday. And then we went to 9 Sunday, 18 Monday, 9 Wednesday. And now yesterday got rained out, so I'm going to try to play 9 today, 18 tomorrow. So you kind of just got to adapt to the weather and what the weather brings. And, I'm going to go out and play the back 9 today or the back 8. And if my caddy and I feel that we got all the work done that we need to get done, then we'll just not play the back tomorrow. He's out there now, and it is tough. I mean, so my 5th year on tour only, and I'm still having a
Well, I didn't mean to end that interview, but you basically get a feel for what Webb Simpson wants to do as far as game planning. He hasn't been able to get much practice in, as well as the other professionals and amateurs in the field, just because, the course has been so wet. It's hard to get out there and play, and the weather is a huge factor. And you hear him talking about teeing off with irons, and for the most part, most people in their interviews have said they only plan on hitting 6 or 7 drivers. So accuracy over distance. There is a drivable par 4. Let's hear. Actually, I heard him. I watched Rory's interview live yesterday, and he touched on whether or not he would be going for, I believe it's the 10th hole. If he would be trying to drive that green. He said no. Let's hear from Rory McIlroy. After we hear from Rory, we will take a quick break.
talk a little bit about being a U.S. Open champion and how that has carried you since then?
Yeah, for sure. Breaking through a congressional a couple of years ago, it's something that I'll never forget. Winning your first major, I guess winning it in the fashion that I did as well. And yeah, I guess there might be a few similarities to the way congressional played to the way this week's going to play. It was soft then, and it's obviously going to be soft again this week. But it's great to have my name on that trophy, and obviously I'd like to get it on that trophy a few more times as well. But looking forward to this week. The U.S. Open's always a very special tournament. A tournament that all the guys look forward to. They call it the toughest test in golf, and it's a pity that it has rained so much the last few days and might not play as tough as it usually does. But it's still going to be a good test out there, and you're still going to have to play some good golf.
I know you were here for 2 days last week. Can you talk a little bit about how you found the course at that time?
Yeah, I find it. I've never really played a course like it where you have a pretty tough start, the first 6 holes, where you've got a couple of chances, but then you're sort of playing for your pars, and then you've got a stretch of 7 holes after that, from 7 to 13, where you've got a lot of wedges in your hand and you've a lot of chances to make birdie. And then again you've got the last 5 holes where you're sort of just hanging on. And I think once you cross that road from the 13th green to the 14th tee box, that's where you're going to need to make the bulk of your score, because I don't think many guys are going to pick up too many shots on that final stretch.
Thank you. We'll open it to questions. If you would raise your hand, we'll bring a microphone over. Right in the center first.
2 quick.
I'm just going to pause this interview real quick. I heard Webb Simpson say it and Rory McIlroy said it basically in the same words. Holes 14 through 18, you just kind of have to sit in there and hang on. But now he's being questioned. That was just opening statement. So let's see what kind of questions these reporters throw at him.
Questions, Rory. First off, talk about your Thursday-Friday pairing with Tiger and Adam having the top 3 ranked golfers in the world all together.
Yeah, it's something that wasn't too much of a surprise. The guys at the USGA have done it quite a few times before, and it's always nice to be a part of a group like that. Something that I'm excited about, and it's a good thing. I like it because you're in a group like that, and there's a lot of buzz and there's a lot of atmosphere around it. And I guess teeing off on Thursday afternoon, there's obviously going to be a lot of attention on that group, and it's just nice to be a part of. And hopefully go out there and play well, and have a good couple of days.
Are you going to be part of the Champions Dinner tonight, and that collection of talent in one room may not come together again?
Yeah, I am going to be a part of that dinner, and it's obviously a great honour to be a past champion and to be able to go along to that, and mix it with so many of the great past champions that the US Open has. I think it's only the second dinner in 118 years, so it's as I said, it's pretty special to be a part of, and looking forward to it.
Question on the right side, please.
That famous photo of Hogan is plastered everywhere around here. What goes through your mind when you see it, and do you own a copy of it?
What, sorry?
Do you own a copy of the Hogan photo, and what goes through your mind when you look at the famous photo of Hogan on 18?
I don't own a copy of it, no, and it's one of the iconic pictures of golf. I think when you think of Ben Hogan, you just think of the swing and you think of the mystique and the aura that the man had, and I guess I don't know if this place made that shot much more